looking at a dead man.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to do another video talking about the Roundtable Publishers Event 3. Going into the event, I want to do a final thoughts, a final breakdown for the event. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because I didn't believe Tekken 8 was going to be there. All of the signs that we got leading up to the event made me think that Tekken 8 will not be there. And the reason why I didn't do that video is because one, I was pretty caught up with doing videos talking about the Netflix series that we're going to get, researching it and trying to find out information. So I kind of didn't really view the final thoughts video as too important. And maybe I should have, because I seen a lot of people were upset and a lot of people were disappointed in the event. So in this video, I just want to talk about why they didn't announce it, because it's a very good reason why they didn't announce it. Now, for what Harada said specifically, Harada said, right now we do not have anything to show. Now is not the time. He said timing is very important. And that is pretty much exactly what I was expecting him to say. This roundtable event just did not seem like the place where they would realistically show Tekken 8. I have a few comments in here to sort of give you an idea of what the community was saying, how the community is feeling regardless. One comment says, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that stuff was depressing, but I still love Harada. Very disappointing, nothing related to Tekken. And then this one says, you should include Max Stream Watch Party, which has 13,000 people that are still waiting for the announcement, but still, what a nice video. So this part here, this comment here is talking about the number of people who was watching the event live. I said that the official stream had about 5,000 people watching. The English version had about 2,000. Main Man Suite had about 700. If we include Max, that's 13,000. All together, that's let's even throw extra on top just to be fair. Let's say a total of 30,000 people was watching this event live. If you go back a month to when Street Fighter 6 was announced, I believe it was like 100,000 people watching that easy. Max's stream at that time, he had like 50,000 people watching live. Yes, this event had about 30,000 people watching. That is not enough of a platform to talk about your new game. And the main reason why, even if they do have the trailer sitting on a USB drive right now, the reason why you don't want to announce it here, I touched on this briefly in the past video, but announcing Tekken 8 here would only help all of your competitors, would only boost, because people will hear Tekken 8 got announced here, and I'm like, wow, if Tekken 8 got announced here, what else got announced here? That's another reason why you don't want to talk about Tekken 8 here, because it's only going to help your competitors. For example, Street Fighter 6, that was done on Capcom's own stream at the end of their tournament. It had nothing to do with any of the other fighting games. That is exactly what you don't want any other company to profit off your big announcement, right? In this roundtable event, a lot of these developers weren't even saying the other video games by name. It was a segment in there where the question was, what other games do you like besides your own fighting game? And they were just like, oh yeah, I play shooting games, I like puzzle games. They weren't even saying the names. I believe some of the names they did say, somebody said like a PS2 game that they want to get remastered. That company probably don't even exist anymore. They said Horizon, but they just, that's just not what developers do. They don't want to say anything about other companies because they don't know how their words will be used, right? Headlines can do very dangerous things, and they have to be careful of that. Another reason why I did not expect Tekken 8 to be here at all is because we just got the Netflix announcement, and to me, it's like, seeing how some of the community is reacting is kind of like despicable in a way. We spent the last 8 months in the darkness. We didn't get any information from them at all. And then they announced a brand new Netflix series, And then you have a big portion of the community, just being babies about it. Oh, why is it Tekken 3? Why is it not Tekken 1? Oh, why is Leroy Smith there? Why is Jun Kazawa's outfit different? Why is it anime? It's like some people just can't appreciate things. Just appreciate the fact that one, we finally got an update from them, and two, the most iconic moment in Tekken 3, is being expanded upon. It's being fleshed out, right? Seeing this Netflix announcement ahead of the Japanese fighting game showcase made me believe 100% that Tekken 8 will not be here. Not only is this not a good event to do it, but they already revealed what I thought they were going to do is show off maybe some concept art, maybe show off some screenshots of the trailer. They didn't do that. I'm not angry that they didn't, but I felt like that would be more in line than them showing Tekken 8. Another reason why I wasn't expecting them to show Tekken 8 at all, even before the live stream started. Once the live stream started, they gave many hints and clues that they weren't showing Tekken 8 without actually saying. You gotta go watch the full breakdown that I did to know what I'm talking about. But I talked about the tweet countless times already. But Michael Murray has said the only time they announced new video games, or the last time they announced new video games, was at E3. And he basically was saying that's how we're going to continue to do it. It worked with Tekken 7. Tekken 7 was a truly massive game, now confirmed to be more successful, sold more copies than Tekken 3. So it's like, why would you switch up the formula now? We already know Tekken 8 is coming, right? We already know that. Tekken 7 is done, it's over with. So we should just be comfortable with the fact that they are working hard to make sure Tekken 8 comes out the best possible. That's why I have no more anger, no more aggression, no more sadness, because I don't think people should be truly upset that we didn't get Tekken 8. Because like I said, we already know they're working on it. Harada says we don't have anything to show at this time. That obviously means they're working on it, but we just can't show it right now, right? I have a few tweets in here that I quickly want to break down. It's also about Tekken 8. The first one is about Tekken 8, but I think this one really would be truly something special to see in the series. Tekken anime, can't wait to see it. It's time, Harada. The gold costume for Armor King should return for Tekken 8. Now this is not Armor King, this is regular King, but if this outfit shows up in the Netflix series, I wonder how much fan service is going to be sneaked into the show. How much things will be in the background, how much things will we be able to pause and be like, wow, that's that thing from whoop-de-whoop. I just want to see how much fan service will be in there, but also I think this outfit should be in Tekken 8. Whether they give it to Armor King or regular King, they should definitely put it in Tekken 8. Another thing that I saw, this was a tweet from King J, and I was like so happy. So happy. It says, geese for Tekken 8, please. Now the reason why I was happy is because this only has 18 likes. This tells me that the community doesn't want Geese Howard in Tekken 8. This tells me that the community sort of is processing the fact that this is not a good thing. He's one of the most nerfed characters in the game, yet he's still one of the most powerful. That is not a recipe for success. That is not something you want to repeat over and over and over. You don't want this busted, broken character to be the busted, broken character of every game. So the fact that this has 18 likes, it just made me happy because I don't think Geese will be there. If Akuma's there, I don't know, but Geese definitely. We need as few 2D characters in the game as possible. I get they want to do something different for Tekken 7, but Tekken 8, I really don't want it to be plagued by the same problems. Busted 2D characters, OP DLC, even though that's probably still going to be the case. I just want as little mistakes for Tekken 7 to be copied over into Tekken 8, and 2D characters is definitely one of them. The next tweet says, the best girls in Tekken both need to be in Tekken 8, and both need to be involved in the Tekken 8 Kazama story. Now, I don't think Asuka Kazama will be in the series. It just seems like so many characters at that point that's connected to Jin. Seeing Leroy Smith there, Paul Phoenix King, You probably have Nina and Anna walking around, Zhao Yu. It's so many characters. I feel like this would be a character they would save for season 2, but who do I know? You know, she's a part of the Kazama family. Maybe she do show up. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because I said in the past that you could only have one on the Tekken 8 roster because they're kind of clones of each other. But now I'm changing my mind. I would like to see both of these characters show up on the roster at the same time. I think it would be really cool to have two Mishimas, Jin and Kazuya, but then to have two Kazamas, Jun and Asuka. The difference in their playstyles, they would have to make them distinct and different and feel individual. For kind of how Jin and Kazuya are mirrors, they would have to do the same thing for these two characters. Make them, yes, both Kazamas, but make their gameplay different. I would like to see both of them show up on the base roster. I definitely think Jun Kazama will be there because if we just think about the Arcane Netflix series, the main character in that, Jinx, her popularity was skyrocketed after that. I believe she's top 10 most popular characters in the game now. Before that series, it did not happen. Harada's always talked about Jun Kazama, her player usage being low, and people like the character but not necessarily playing the character. This series is going to do a full 180 on that. Her gameplay, her usage, everything is, I'm not saying it's going to be top 10, but it's definitely going to skyrocket once that series releases. Something else that I wanted to double back to and talk about was these concept arts that Harada showed off. Of course, you have Walrus Man. That was the one that everyone latched onto. I think this would be pretty cool to see as DLC maybe in the future. I'm not going to say Tekken 8, but sometime in the future, I think this would be pretty cool just because of how memeable this is. Whether they could make this an outfit for Marduk or for King or something, I don't know. But I feel like this could be a customization. You know how Yoshimitsu has the squid on his head? I feel like giving everyone the possibility, the customization to have this walrus on their head would be really funny. I think that is something they could do as a subtle nod for the character. The other one that I like too, this one kind of looks like a cross between Yoshimitsu and also like Bruce Fakenram, kind of. Like he looks like a Muay Thai fighter from the stance, but he has this thing on his head that's reminiscent of some of Yoshimitsu's alternate outfits. I think this one is really cool. The image is a little bit blurry, but this one was pretty much a Hulk ripoff. Michael Murray said it himself. He basically would get angry and turn green. That is crazy. But this is how designing things was back in the day. You didn't really worry about copyright laws or infringing on anyone's design. You kind of just did whatever. Harada was joking about, he held up a little script and he was joking about how this script that was made in like the 90s basically was talking about how Tekken was basically going to try and make Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 1 was super successful and the Tekken developers were going to try to make Street Fighter 2. And that just shows like the thought process in the 90s. And that's why I say when it comes to story, when it comes to gameplay, they should not be restricted by choices that was made back then, because look at how ridiculous some of them are. I think when it comes to Street Fighter 6, maybe they should reboot the franchise. Tekken 7, if they have to retcon and change some things in the story, so be it. The decisions back then were not made with the foresight to sort of maintain a fully fleshed out story with all these characters. Like, there's no way they would be able to predict where fighting games would be and how it would change from the 90s all the way to 2022. So I always say, if they need to change something, retcon something, reboot something, then fine, do it. But if you do it, make sure you have a plan about it. The second two screenshots here, he kind of shows a little bit more of the designs. One of them look like Cell. The other one is the Yoshi Bruce hybrid that I was talking about. I don't know, these just look super fascinating to look at, and I think it would be cool if they snuck some of these characters in the game, whether that be in cutscenes, whether that be they're part of Manji clan, they're part of the Mishima Zaibatsu. I think there is room for some of these wacky ideas, and I don't want them to just fully give up on it, right? But that's it. That's everything that I really want to talk about, because I've seen some discussions forming still around this. My first video was just a breakdown, like a news roundup. But this one was more so my thoughts and what I sort of wanted to put focus on, right? But that's it. That's everything I really want to talk about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.